from America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa. And a good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a brand new year broadcasting here on GJRB. Welcome to the Gary Russen Program. We'll get started with the Gary Russen Program, but first, it's time for Gary J's News and Comment. About 15 minutes of news, analysis, and commentary right here on GJRB. So let's get started with some interesting stories that we was going through last night. And we've got some really good ones. Starting our news this afternoon, Joe Rosenberg, believing that it's a demonic movement going on. Going to talk about that right now. The story saying that Author Joe Rosenberg, who sounded an alarm for radical Islam, is spreading. If the world leaders don't deal with it, we're in danger. The Islamic State is not interested in being contained in Syria or Iraq. Rosenberg told CBN News, ISIS sees itself as a building of a regional Islamic kingdom. That's what they want. Eventually the global kingdom, and kill anyone who gets in the way. Rosenberg believes that ISIS is a new radical trend and a radical brand. They have come on so fast and so strong, he believes in this demonic movement. And they're not just terrorizing people, they're engaged in genocide. Syria and Iraq, they're trying to eliminate Christianity too. And I believe that. They're all out to really say something against Islam, against Christianity. And we need to stay strong. And coming up later on today here on the Gary Russen Program, I'm going to play you a track from my show where I featured, it was a interesting story actually. It was a story that I did on my show last year, and I'm going to play for you on our year-end review show today. It goes back to last January, first show, about how the kids at this one public school, God forbid for even mentioning Jesus in their school. And we're going to talk about that a little later on. Also, we're going to talk about some of the other stories in which I had stated that Obama is only out for one thing, and that's dictatorship. And I mentioned last year's show that that we need to stand for America. And I planned on doing a campaign called Stand for America, but it folded, and we'll talk about that. I don't know, it just folded for some reason or another, and for some apparent reason. Don't know why. We just had a problem with that for some apparent reason there. Speaking of Islam, here's another one. This is a good one. I have to feature this story only because it is another one of those forcing people to go to Islam. This comes out of Douglas County. A school district in Colorado there is under fire for saying that schoolgirls might have to cover up from head to ankle on a field trip to a Muslim mosque, and confirmed that such severe requirements will be enforced on the outing. Now, this is coming out of Colorado, okay? A middle school there. World religion field trip. They're expected to respect the dress code of the host facility. So these girls have to dress like that. This is a middle school, folks. You know, they're getting all ages. They choose to attend this Rocky Heights Middle School is the name of it, name of the school, and they're going on a field trip. The explanation follows a firestorm of criticism, though, from the school for announcing this field trip for the 7th grade students, including a note that the Sharia dress code must be enforced. The note sent to families, according to the report from Islam expert and commentator Pamela Giller. The World Religion Field Trip is next Tuesday, January 13th. Wow, They'll be visiting the Denver Mosque, an Assumption Greek Orthodox cathedral in the, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's called the Ra Islam Synagogue. Anyway, then they eat lunch at Park Meadows Food Court. Students then must either bring a sack lunch or money to purchase lunch at the food court, and then they continue. And this is a dress code, folks. They must dress that way for the trip. All students must wear appropriate long pants. Ankles must be covered. Dresses must bring wide scarves and hooded sweatshirts as well. This is what they're doing. This is the kind of field trip they got now. Okay, this is a field trip, folks. And you know, this is something else. I got to tell you, I know we have to respect this religion, but why are they forcing this stuff down our throat? That's what I'd like to know. Why are they forcing this stuff down our throat? There's no reason for it. I mean, really isn't. Okay, we'll respect it, but don't throw it down our throat like that. Don't. I mean, I don't care about Islam. I don't care about it. And they can't force me to care about it. So, hey, can't force me none, because I'm a force to reckon with. Be right back. More of the Gary Russen Program and more news and comment in just a moment. Swing Time is back this spring on GJRB. This time the spotlight shines on Harry James. A child of circus performers, he started showbiz early with a desire for music at the age of 6. His trumpet sounds were the most popular of the early 40s. Harry James' story on Swing Time. Watch for it as a podcast uploaded Saturday, March 21st on GJRB's public site on Spreaker. Swing Time on GJRB. It's about time. Here it is. My view on sports will finally be revealed as I open up the sports page. I'll talk about football as the playoffs and the Super Bowl are coming up. Also covering hockey, baseball, spring training coming up in February, basketball with March Madness. It's going to be a page full of action, winning or losing. Gary J Sports Page starts Tuesday, January 20th at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. And this is Gary J's News and Comment on GJRB. Like I said before, getting back to that story, like I said before, they, forcing Islam on these kids. I mean, I can understand it's called intercultural. But when it comes to forcing Islam on these young kids, I guess this is where we're headed, folks. This is where we're headed. And speaking of Islam, this terrorist attack that happened in Paris here recently, just I think over the weekend, or was it just over the past couple of days? This happened because of a cartoon that they drew in that Paris paper, I believe. It was a cartoonist that drew something in the paper. And Fox News' Greg Gutfeld has a message for these people who, to the media. He has a message to the media. And he's stating that the U.S. media, he had this on the 5 in coverage of the deadly attack in Paris, citing safety and sensitive concerns. Many outlets has chose not to publish a controversial cartoon depicting the Prophet Muhammad that are produced by a French. It was a satire newspaper by a guy named Charlie Hebdo. I guess I should pronounce it Hebdo. Anyway, Hebdo. Anyway, they're after this guy. I mean, they want his blood. A report coming out of there, according to a monologue from Fox News, the 5, he states that what's stupid is covering out of fear of DBM, or death by Muslims. And he said that's why we are all Charlie is a lie. Whatever that means, Charlie's like, we are not all Charlie, far from it. Instead of printing cartoons or challenging crazed Muslims, the conglomeratory media turns the tail. The Fox News skewed the media for showing the carnage following this attack, but not the cartoon, which exposed it. He said they look at the cue for terror, and are placed by their rules. Again, this is censorship, folks. This is censorship to the max, okay? Because they're telling this cartoonist drew this whatever comic, whatever raised all that fighting that was going on over there. The cartoon itself caused a lot of damage, and they're saying now to watch very closely, because they say the media right now, the media is got to watch it. So they're saying newspapers, whatever. I guess if they put this cartoon out on in our paper here in the United States, it could be one to call for the attack like we did in Paris, is I think what he's getting at. Because we put out a cartoon like that, some people are not going to like it. Henceforth, here you go, it's going to be an attack on our soil again. And something that they said on TV last night that really made a lot of sense is that there's a reason why we haven't had an attack like we did in 2001. It's because we've been very careful to foil a lot. We've been we've foiled a lot of terrorist attempts on our soil here. We really have. Matter of opinion coming up next on Gary J's News and Comment. But first, I want to remind you that new programs are on MeTV, Memorable Entertainment Television, some different shows. Quincy, I remember that. Jack Klugman. And a lot of really good ones, I'm telling you. Got some good ones in the afternoon. They got Superman on in the afternoon now at 4 East, 3 Central. And later on in the nighttime hours, if you're up late at night, you can watch the Carol Burnett and Friends Show. Memorable Entertainment Television, America's number one channel for classic TV. MeTV. Got more coming up in our Matter of Opinion, and we start our year-end review on GJRB and the Gary Russen Program coming up right after this. Stay tuned. After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live Saturdays at 11 a.m. on GJRB Online. And you're listening to the Gary Russen Program coming up next. And our Matter of Opinion. What do you think of that? In our Matter of Opinion, I have a couple of them. Got 3 questions of the day to answer for you today. And I will post those on my page on the next break. One of them is, okay, I think you might want to, this is good. One of them is, what do you think of this whole deal with Bill Cosby? Now, I mean, this has really gone a lot far. A lot of women have stepped up, accused Bill Cosby of sexual, sexual attack, sexual harassment. I guess he's got him drunk. and what have you. What do you